KODAK, from monopolistic dominance to bankruptcy.
This is part 3 of 3 parts, and it's about KODAK after 2000.
The glory days are past. Now, let's go on into part 3. It's 2001. The Kodak century has ended. The glory days are past. The decade from 2001 to 2010 is when the world changes from chemistry-based film photography to electronics-based digital photography. In the year 2000, more photographic film is sold worldwide than ever before. The next year, 2001, sales of photographic film start to dwindle. By 2010, sales have dwindled to only 1/10 of 2001 sales.
In March of 2001, Kodak launches the first easy share camera, the DX3500. It's designed to make digital photography easy. In the same month, Kodak acquires Photo for online storage, viewing, sharing, and especially printing of digital photos. Kodak realizes film photography will dwindle and aims to continue selling chemicals and paper for photographic prints.
In 2002, Nokia makes available the Nokia 7650. It incorporates 2 significant improvements over existing camera phones.
It incorporates a camera with VGA resolution and a 2.1-inch screen that displays clearer and sharper images than most existing handphones. Its screen displays up to 4,096 colors. It's the first camera phone with a VGA camera and color screen to be mass-produced and made available worldwide.
In 2003, 20 million digital cameras are sold, versus 25 million camera phones sold. For the first time, camera phones outsell digital cameras worldwide. In 2004, Kodak announces it is ending sales of traditional film cameras. In 2006, worldwide, the total sales of standalone digital cameras and digital cameras built into camera phones exceed the total of film cameras sold.
In 2007, the Apple iPhone with a 2-megapixel camera becomes available. It's mobile, easy to use, convenient. It sets a new standard for camera phones. In 2008, standalone digital camera sales decrease. Camera phone and iPhone sales continue to increase. In 2010, the iPad 1, with a 9.7-inch screen, 1024 by 768 resolution, and color accuracy, becomes available. It sets a new standard for displaying images for viewing on tablet PCs. In 2010, film photography sales were only 10% of 2001 sales.
Did Kodak do anything about digital photography?
Yes, it did. Kodak did research and development in digital imaging from 1975 to 2011. It results in about 1,100 patents related to digital imaging. Kodak did make digital cameras. In 1975, Kodak made the world's first digital camera. In 1995, Kodak makes its first digital, consumer, camera available. It's the Kodak DC-40, priced at $1,000. By 2001, Kodak was losing $60 on every digital camera it sold, but Kodak continued.
Why did Kodak continue making digital cameras to sell at a loss of $60 per camera?
Kodak bet on recouping the loss and turning it into a profit by getting people to print more and more digital photographs. Remember, in March 2001, Kodak launched the first of the Easy Share cameras? Easy Share cameras are designed to make digital photography easy. And in the same month Kodak acquired Photo for the purpose of getting people to print digital photographs via the internet. Kodak bet on compensating for the dwindling of film photography by getting people to print more digital photographs. Kodak aimed to profit from the photographic chemicals and paper that people would need to pay for to print digital photographs.
In May 2003, Kodak launches the first of the Kodak Easy Share printers. Designed to work with Kodak Easy Share digital cameras, allowing users to print photos directly from their cameras without needing a computer. The Easy Share printer is designed to be compact, portable, convenient and easy to use for printing high-quality photos at home, so that Kodak could profit from selling the ink in cartridges and the special paper needed to print the photographs. Here are some of the Kodak consumer digital cameras in the decade from 2000 to 2010.
To understand how and why Kodak failed when the world changed from chemistry-based film photography to electronics-based digital photography, we have to see the functions people need photography to fulfill. The functions of photography are: first, image capture. Second, image storage. Third, image viewing. Fourth, image sharing. A film camera captures the image on film, which is not reusable. A digital camera, be it a standalone digital camera, or be it a digital camera built into a handphone, captures the image on a sensor, which is reusable, and the cost of an additional digital image is negligible.
In 2000, more photographic film is sold worldwide than ever before. In 2003, camera phones outsell digital cameras globally. In 2004, Kodak announces its ending sales of traditional film cameras. So, for image capture, the device used changes from film camera to digital camera to camera phone. Kodak could, and did, make digital cameras instead of film cameras, but failed to make camera phones, probably because it was unfeasible for Kodak to do so.
For image storage, the device used changes from the cassette in 1975 to the CD in 1991 to the CF card in 1994 to the SD card in 1999 to the micro SD card in 2005. And that's a very greatly simplified account of the changes. Kodak could, and did, make the Kodak Photo CD, but failed to make CF, SD, and micro SD cards, again, probably because it was unfeasible. Image storage is material in film photography, that is, the image is stored on a slide or a printed photograph. Image storage is virtual in digital photography, that is, on the internet. And by cloud computing, typically on Flickr, Facebook, and Instagram.
Image viewing in film photography uses a slide or print. Image viewing in digital photography in 1975 required a CRT screen, which is bulky and not mobile. In the decade of change, the LCD starts to outsell the CRT in 2007. The device into which the LCD is built can now be a laptop, handphone or iPhone, or tablet or iPad. This makes image viewing mobile.
Image sharing in film photography requires having the physical slide or print be within reach or view. Image sharing in digital photography is via the internet and by cloud computing, typically on Flickr, Facebook, and Instagram.
So, as we have just seen, in the decade of change, the years 2001 to 2010, multiple, new and very different means of fulfilling the four functions of photography become available. The changes in the means available happen rapidly in digital photography. The changes make digital photography more and more convenient and economical compared to film photography. The result is the world changing from film photography to digital photography.
Kodak's monopolistic dominance in photography depends on chemistry-based film photography being the only practical way of photography. The change from film to digital makes Kodak's monopolistic dominance in photography untenable.
Is it possible for Kodak to have monopolistic dominance in digital photography?
That requires Kodak to make handphones, CF cards, SD cards, LCDs, PCs, laptops, handphones, tablets, and be dominant in all of these businesses. And preempt the iPhone, preempt the iPad, dominate cloud computing, preempt Flickr, preempt Facebook, preempt Instagram, too. So it's absolutely impossible for Kodak to have monopolistic dominance in digital photography. As we have seen, chemistry-based film photography dwindled inexorably and rapidly in the decade of change from film to digital. And it's absolutely impossible for Kodak to have monopolistic dominance in digital photography.
Is failure and bankruptcy inevitable for Kodak then?
Across the Pacific, there's Fuji, Kodak's chief rival. In 1961, Fuji was a distant second to Kodak, selling only 10% of the amount of film Kodak sold. By the year 2000, Kodak and Fuji each had 33% of the global film photography market. In the year 2000, the impending change from film to digital caught both Kodak and Fuji in the same dilemma. Kodak derives 72% of its revenue from film photography sales, for Fuji it's 60%. 66% of Kodak's operating income comes from film photography sales, for Fuji it's also 66%.
However, Kodak and Fuji respond differently.
In 1993, Kodak makes George Fisher its chairman and CEO. He focuses on the switch to digital technology. 7 years later, in 2000, Fuji makes Shigetaka Komori its president. He masterminds Fuji's Vision 75. Kodak started earlier but dallied. Fuji started later but hastened.
Why did Kodak dally?
One film camera sale brings multiple photographic film, chemicals, and paper sales. One more digital camera sale means one less film camera sale. Why kill the goose that lays the golden eggs? Why change to reduce a 75% profit margin to a 3.5% profit margin?
Kodak is complacent and commits hubris in the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics. Kodak rejects sponsoring photography for the games, reasoning that Americans would buy Kodak anyway. Fuji becomes the sponsor, enabling it to make a major breakthrough into the American market.
Kodak dithered and vacillated. In 1993, it bet on digital photography, offering the photo CD for photo storage. In 1994, it bet on film photography, offering Kodak Royal Gold film. In 1996, it bet on film photography, offering the Advantix Advanced Photo System. In 2001, it bet on digital photography, acquiring Ophoto, for the purpose of getting people to print digital photos via internet.
Kodak did try to diversify. Kodak ventured into computer hardware, pharmaceuticals, copiers, medical diagnostics, imaging services, printers.
At this juncture, we need to consider the tenets of Kodak's corporate mindset. Kodak had captured 80% of the global photography market by 1968. Through chemistry-based film photography, monopolistic dominance, and a 75% profit margin. Outside the tenets of Kodak's corporate mindset, Kodak was a fish out of water, and had little success. Kodak remained boxed in the business of imaging through chemistry-based film photography and chemistry-related businesses.
On the other side of the Pacific Ocean, Fuji hastened purposefully, from 2004 to 2010, on its Vision 75. A 6-year plan for saving Fujifilm from disaster and ensuring its viability. Fuji diversified beyond photography, venturing out to cosmetics, Astolift, which it launches in 2007. Fujitac LCD polarizer film, healthcare, and pharmaceuticals. Fuji's Vision 75 results in healthcare and cosmetics becoming Fuji's most profitable divisions. Fujitac captures 70% of the LCD polarizer film market, and photographic film being only 1% of Fujifilm's total sales.
Kodak dallied, then diversified, within photography. Fuji hastened and diversified beyond photography. Kodak went bankrupt. Fuji thrived.
Did Kodak have a chance to avoid failure and thrive instead of going bankrupt?
The question brings to mind O-Photo. As mentioned earlier, in March 2001, Kodak acquires O-Photo, which is renamed Kodak Gallery in 2005. It stores, views, shares digital photos online, and enables printing of digital photos via internet.
However, as handphones and tablets are equipped with better and better screens to display images equaling, and even exceeding, the quality of images viewable on photographic paper, printed photographs become redundant. Kodak made no new models of Easy Share printers after May 2007. Easy Share could not compensate for the dwindling of film photography.
Kodak never added to O-Photo the functions of content creation, sharing, and interaction between users, which would be social media. Kodak sought a way to compensate for the dwindling of film photography.
Did the change in photography from film to digital make Kodak's bankruptcy inevitable?
Adding social media functions to O-Photo, starting in 2001, before Facebook starts in 2004, WhatsApp starts in 2009, and Instagram starts in 2010. Could have been the way. Facebook now owns WhatsApp and Instagram, and so has 60% of the social media business. Perhaps, Kodak never thought of the functions of content creation, sharing, and interaction between users, and of adding the functions to O-Photo. Perhaps, Kodak did think of the functions that would have made O-Photo a social media platform, but rejected the idea as the functions of social media contravened the tenets of Kodak's corporate mindset. We'll never know.
Kodak boxed itself in photography, chemistry-related businesses, and imaging. Kodak was bankrupt for 20 months until September 2013. In 2016, Kodak made $16 million profit on $1.5 billion revenue, a shadow of its former self. Kodak remains in photography technology, imaging, business-to-business high-speed digital printing.
Kodak's fall is now a cautionary tale and classic case study of corporate failure.
Many remember fondly their Kodak moments.
That concludes Part 3, How the Decade of Change after the year 2000 brought Kodak to bankruptcy. Part 3 is the final part. We hope you enjoyed this video.